Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I am Jason from the Jason Leroy YouTube Generation channel. I used to make nerdcore music based off of the popular anime and sometimes video game, pop culture and media. Lately I've decided to take a dwell into more IRL inspired content due to some complications with my music content. You can go watch another video where I touch on that. Welcome back to another yapping video. My last one of these, I bring up some interesting things like Disney names and the internet. Today I want to bring up some more trying issues. So one of the most interesting trends of 2024 was a TikTok channel named Pimp Lincoln. It is a alternate universe inspired by the I believe it is Nickelodeon show The Loud House. The premise of The Loud House is that a character named Lincoln Loud is the only brother of, I believe, 13 siblings. The only boy of 13. I don't know the exact number. And every one of the females in his family has a distinct trait. The oldest, Lori, is a teenager and is more centered around the growing up side. The second, Lenny, is she is centered around more fashionetta type. There's a sports one named Lynn Jr., a goth one, a tomboy one, a princess one, a music one, a comedy one, and there's just a science one and a baby, who's really the only thing that there is that she is a baby. I think that is it. It might be 11. I don't know the exact number of children that it is. I think it's either 11 or 13. Anyway, the Pimp Lincoln AU, spoilers ahead, I guess, is an alternate universe where the Loud House parents, the parents of the Loud House, Lynn Sr. and Rita Loud, I believe, perish, and Lincoln, an 11-year-old minor, takes up the idea of selling his sisters, especially his oldest sister Lori, out into the intercourse trade, which is illegal in America for, well, this entire thing is illegal for multiple different reasons. The first big reason is that all of the characters featured in it are not over 18 and being depicted in such a way, even if, to my knowledge, no explicit material is shown, is still morally wrong and questionable, to say the least. Most people have been getting angry at people who have a problem with it because it's for satirical reasons, which means that's not meant to be taken seriously, and it's always meant to be like this stupid idea. That doesn't make it better, though. If you go ahead and you murder somebody and you say, oh, it was just a joke, it was never meant to be taken seriously, you still killed somebody. If you make something of this type and you say that it's just meant to be taken a fool, it's still wrong. It's still taking minors, even if they aren't real minors, and putting them into a very adult situation that they do not belong in. I believe that the oldest of the sisters, Lori, is 15 or 16, depending on sources I've seen. And that is not right. Moreover, it breeds on the idea of incestual relationships, with Lincoln being the one to be selling his sisters out into the trade, makes it up to the idea of what else may be going on that the creator of this universe just doesn't plan to give us. It's a concerning result of most Loud House fans. For me, I grew up in the era where I would be able to watch Loud House when I was a wee little Jason, and it wasn't that bad. I mean, I enjoyed the show. It wasn't my favorite thing. I much enjoyed SpongeBob more, but I still sometimes watched it. I do like the overall idea, although I don't like the simplified designs of the characters. I would give them a bit more pizzazz to speak of. Just overall concerns me how someone could take this children's show and turn it into something so abominable. I probably butchered that pronunciation. If anyone didn't understand what I was just trying to say there, how someone could grab a show about minors and turn it into an abomination about an 11-year-old boy selling his child sisters out to the intercourse trade. Anyone who doesn't have a problem with that needs their browser history searched. You have terabytes of something you shouldn't have. And it really brings a certain situation to me where I feel like modern day comedy, especially of the dark regions, that wasn't a race joke, I was saying dark humor. Dark humor can sometimes know no bounds, which obviously isn't that bad of a thing until it brings up what is comedy and what is downright should be illegal. I feel like there's at least some things that shouldn't be able to make jokes about. Most importantly, children in that circumstance. It's not funny, it's gross and disturbing. Although there has been really good art that has come off of that. Two certain videos I'm talking about. I'm not going to bring the videos up, and I'm not going to tag the creators at all because I don't have any editing skills at all, and I don't want to begin to learn, at least until my first reaction video I decide to make, which is a little teaser there. But it's basically two sounds that become infamous with this AU. One of them was one the actual creator made, and the other one was, I don't know if the creator used. You have no idea what I'm talking about, probably, but the art is really good. On one of the videos, the character of Lori has written over her chest, I'm not spelling that because in the original content, I'm pretty sure the person spelled a certain word beginning with S, ending with T, and have L and U. I don't really want to say that, referring to a 15 to 16-year-old girl. But, again, it's disgusting. Although it's pretty accurate. I have seen multiple content relating to the intercourse trade with things that might happen in that AU. I did a bit of a deep dive, meaning I watched the same videos, same like 15 videos, and I doom scrolled through TikTok. It just peeves me because it's just an amalgamation of odd things that are so horrible. One of those being a Loud House fan. Most of the fan art created from that fandom is rather cringeworthy on one aspect, and on another side of the road is downright inducing a vomit. I once saw a Logan-inspired Loud House artwork piece. I don't know if I want to call it artwork, but it was interesting. Anyway, I would love to move on from this topic because, my lord, I could talk about this for probably a full hour. So, moving on from child-adult content, we're going to move on to something else. I don't know why I said the same thing literally like 3 times. So, touching back on my previous video, my previous yapping video I created, which I'm probably too lazy to credit, so just look for it, I guess, if you want to see it. If you don't, I want it, because that's just a waste of your time. Anyway, so I brought up the idea of Disney names, naming your child after a Disney character or something featured in Disney. And most of the names are actually pretty revolting, such as Cinderella, Pinocchio, Giuseppe. You can name your kid Giuseppe, I guess. There are probably more ones there are only ones off the top of my head, but there are probably more if I do a deep dive on Disney names. But now I'd like to go over some Disney names I'd actually name my children. First, Cruella de Vil. Maybe if you could, maybe Crucible. I don't know what that is. I know Crucible is a thing. I don't know what it is. So if it's like, I think it's something to do with Christian worship. Other than that, I have no idea. Anyway, if you could change up the name of Cruella de Vil to something a bit more or less villainous, maybe you could find something interesting there. Carlos. I'm pretty sure that was his name. The character Cameron Boyce, I'm pretty sure the actor's name was, played in Descendants, the son of Cruella de Vil. So either Carlos who was, yeah, I think it was Carlos. Maybe there just aren't a lot of names from Disney that I would name my children, other than like just normal names like Tony, Iron Man, Steve, Captain America. I would never name my kid Captain America, just so you know. I'm giving an example of what I got that name from. I would name my kid Logan. My names, I don't know if I went over this before, but the names I would choose to name my kids would be Damien and Cassidy, or possibly Casey. I like those names. And from Greek mythology, I would name my kid Dionysus or Artemis. I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of asking for my kid to get bullied if I name them Dionysus. But I could call them Die, which would be an insult in its own, but also could be pretty cool. Now, Artemis, I believe, would be an interesting name to name your child. I met a person once with the name Persephone, or Persephone, whichever you'd like pronounce it. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Persephone though. But they didn't like going by that name. Anyway. More on Greek mythology. It's one of my favorite mythologies, really. I think when the ancient Greeks were developing it, they didn't realize that they were creating possibly the best iteration of fan fiction that could be created. It has so many opportunities for games, television shows, books, characters, original characters, and just things that go along with it. My personal favorite things from Greek mythology are, I'm gonna give you a guess. Dionysus and Artemis. I think you could have guessed that because I would name my children after them. Anyway, I like Dionysus because in the Percy Jackson series, he was portrayed as extremely sassy. I like sassy characters. And he's also the god of wine, theater, madness. Three things that I enjoy. Not wine, because I'm not old enough to drink alcoholic substances. But I still like the idea of wine and extremely... specifically grapes. I like grapes. Theater is more just modern day media, but also plays. I like the Hamilton play, and I plan to eventually watch the Epic the Musical. And then there is madness. Psychology is one of my favorite things in the world, and I do plan, when I go to college, I plan to go to college I plan to major in writing in English so I can get a writing degree, and that'll help me become an author in the future. And I plan to minor in psychology because, you got to have a backup plan. But psychology is also just amazingly interesting to me. How trauma can lead you to doing these things, or how watching someone die can create post-traumatic stress. Being tormented can create post-traumatic stress. How anxiety can play into different mental illnesses. OCD, ADHD, which are more mental illnesses and not really psychology based, but you can also find them in psychology. Dissociative identity disorder, that is one of my that's a mental illness that really interests me, because how can you go from trauma to people living personalities in your head that can literally control your body in a possessive type way, where a lot of people who have dissociative identity disorder believe that they're possessed. I got that from a certain YouTube video that I forget the name of. Anyhow, I do know how it can happen. Your psyche isn't able to... Your psyche breaks up with the trauma because you can't handle it at that point in life. It's often caused by trauma in the formative years. Usually it's more abusive measures, but other things can happen. It also doesn't have to just be in your formative years, I've seen. Next, a mental illness that interests me is schizophrenia, which I don't think I'm pronouncing right. Anyway, schizophrenia is auditory, physical, or visionary. I don't think that's what it's called, but hallucinations, which is a very interesting idea. How your mental capacity could mess up, causing you to see and hear things that aren't there and have delusions. Really quick side note, if you plan to fake mental illnesses on TikTok, do not fake dissociative identity disorder, Tourette's, or autism. Fake schizophrenia, because no one can prove you don't have it on the internet. And if you keep on telling yourself you have schizophrenia, if you keep on believing in the made-up delusions you've made for yourself to believe in this little fox world, you'll eventually get into a psychosis type situation. So if you plan to get clout by doing something horrible and faking a mental illness, fake schizophrenia. A little tip from Jason. I've never faked a mental illness before, which I think I might have contradicted that in a previous upload. I don't know. A quick clearing on that. I did fake a mental illness once. I faked dissociative identity disorder to be able to really bond with one of my friends who says they have dissociative identity disorder. I cannot prove them wrong at this point, but it's not something I'm proud of. I was younger, 2 years younger, and I just wanted to be liked among the friend group, so I copied my friend. I actually came out came clear. I don't know. Out in the same, but I came. I stated to my friend that I was faking a mental illness. They forgave me, and we're still friends to this day. However, there is still someone out there who believes that I have dissociative identity disorder because I never got to tell them, because I'm not in contact with them, because they won't respond to my messages, which is unfortunate on my part. Yeah, so if you look at me differently, I don't blame you, but just know I'm a different person. Trust me, I've changed in these 2 years. Anyhow, what was I talking about? Right, faking mental illnesses. Yeah, tip from Jason. Fake schizophrenia. Tell the doctors to. And then you can actually, might be able to convince them you have schizophrenia. And if you do that, you have a little something called a Munchausen syndrome. Congratulations. Let me just think about the next thing to yap about. I'm going to go on a bit of a facial hair here, a bit of a goatee, and a bit of a mustache. Can't wait so I can look older. And be honest, I think I pull off long hair. You haven't seen me without long hair, but I think I pull it off. I have a photo of me without long hair. I don't know if I'm gonna go get that, but it'd be a bad idea too, because I used to run cross country. If you look at me, I'm pretty athletic, pretty skinny. Anyway, yes, I did used to run cross country back at my middle school. I wasn't the best at it, but I was pretty fast. I just didn't have a lot of stamina. But I could handle pain, which was interesting. I actually lost most of the rounds, most of the matches. So I'm not exactly the best cross-country runner out there. However, it was a pretty enjoyable experience, except for one child, one man, one bane of my existence who I refuse to name, but I'll probably come up with a name later for him in this video, so I can't just call him by him or man. Give me a second. I'm gonna call him Zillow. Yeah, we'll call this man Zillow. So Zillow was a child in my grade that treated me like I was the scum of the earth, the bottom of the barrel type thing. He treated me like I had failed a YouTube apology video. So Zillow here, he made fun of me. Really made me feel bad about myself. And he made fun of one of my friends that got pregnant. And called her ugly. So yeah, I don't fuck with Zillow. Yeah, fuck Zillow. I probably brung him up in my other video, but I didn't watch. I planned to watch that video before this video to make sure that I didn't repeat anything, and that I had completely original thoughts in this one. As in, I didn't repeat any of my older thoughts. And I know I said something about him before. I think I did. I'm not entirely sure, but I believe I did. I found him a little bit attractive, not gonna lie. From a heterosexual standpoint. I'm not gonna talk about my sexual identity here on YouTube, because I'm a minor and you don't need to know about that, and that can cause controversy, which I don't need right now. But in a non-gay way, he wasn't the worst looking of dudes. Other than that, yeah, pretty much a dick. I'm pretty much hoping for a Darman type plot twist where it was revealed all along that he was poor, and in the end, he's a janitor and I'm like a rich businessman, in which I'd probably send an assassin after his entire family. That was a joke for anyone that thought I was being honest with that. I would never murder anybody unless they actually deserved it, which is something I don't think I want to talk about here on the internet. So, I doubt any of you were wondering this, but the reason I can make these yapping videos is because I have ADHD, which has been diagnosed, so I'm not lying about that. But yeah, I do have ADHD, so that does help me flip-flop through every thought in my head all at once. You know, I've always wanted to watch Smiling Friends. I've never picked it up, but I have seen clips of it on YouTube Shorts. Yeah, I use YouTube Shorts. I actually don't really use TikTok a lot because never really did, but I do use YouTube Shorts a lot, which is a bad thing because I like every video I come across unless it has less than 1,000 likes. I don't like seeing my do something substantial for the video. Anyone watching, hit the like and subscribe button, and most likely when you like, it will do something substantial to the number of likes to the video. But don't do what I do. Keep the like, because eventually, hopefully, if enough people watch this video and each of them like, it'll turn into 1,000 or more. And that is something I would look forward to. Thank you. If I get 1 like on this video, I will be happy. Which actually brings me to something I plan to talk about. So, a reason I always, say like the video, subscribe, or comment is yes, because it does help me get my video out there more, and it helps with engagement and everything. I'm not making any money off of this, so I think it just pushes it in the algorithm. But every time I boot up the old YouTube channel and I look at my notifications and I see your video has a like, or you have a new subscriber, or hell, a comment, I genuinely get filled with joy, unless it's a hate comment or it's a subscriber going down, in which whenever a subscriber goes down, I frown, like, for a long time. And whenever it's a hate comment, I usually shrug it off, and then I like to reply to each and every single comment, so I try to debunk the hate by mediating the situation. I don't really get a lot of hate immediately. I think the only thing I'd ever gotten hate is when one person said that the AI music I was creating previously didn't sound good. Agreed, that song did not sound good. And when someone was continuously saying the same thing in different words about the AI generated music, again, completely understand the point. However, I don't like, whenever I like to talk to people, I like having debates whenever I am in a confrontational situation, instead of just insulting each other, which is something I did when I saw that the dude wasn't letting up. So if you want to go find that conversation, it is on my previous yapping video, I'm pretty sure. I actually went to the man's channel. I don't know if it's a man. I'm too lazy to check, so I went to this person's channel, and I saw that they had a video of this. I'm pretty sure it was a it was this created. It was a character from the Splatoon series dancing that they had made themselves through Blender or something. I only know, I'm only saying Blender because I know that's a site that you can use to make this. I don't know what it's actually called. 3D video creation? Modeling? I don't know. But I did like the video enough to say that I left a positive comment, and they responded positively to it, I believe. But back on track, whenever any one of you guys likes or subscribes, it really makes my day. And whenever you comment, which if you comment, I promise you will be getting a response from me. I genuinely I love it when people comment, because it shows. Whenever people don't comment, it feels like that someone clicked on it, watched for 25 seconds, scoffed at the video, and flew away, It feels like it's not real that someone watched it, that it was just I don't know, a bot that watched it. But when someone comments, it feels more lifelike. It feels like someone genuinely cared about what they saw and took the time to, I don't know, even write down 5 words saying, I liked this video, keep it up, or literally just maybe an emoji. I enjoy engagement more than just for algorithmic success. I like it because it makes me feel more in depth as a creator, which is a problem I had with my AI generated music. I always never really felt that it was. I always felt that it was soulless, even though I was making entirety the lyrics. It made a lot of the other things, and I didn't enjoy that. And in the future, I do plan to make my own music filled with myself, my own soul. Also, AI steals from other people, and I'm not a supporter of that. Um, yeah. But if you care enough, definitely do comment on the video because it makes me happy, and hopefully this video made you happy. I don't know why it would. It's just me. It's literally just you clicked on a video of a child yapping on YouTube. Like, there's no substance here. There's nothing overly important to find. Like, I'm literally talking to hear myself talk. I'm talking to the camera, my Chromebook, and pretending it's a real person. And then uploading it to a video sharing platform where you just happen to find the video and clicked on it and maybe watched maybe to the end or not to the end at all and just watch for 5 minutes. Imagine I say this and no one gets this point, or it gets 0 views whatsoever. That would be embarrassing. I'm not comfortable with YouTube showing the people I'm subscribed to things I search up. What happened to privacy? Just saying, I'm not gonna delve into that, I think. But yeah, it's just an odd thing. Back on Joe Bartolozzi, something I left off in my old video, my previous yapping video. Joe Bartolozzi is a Twitch streamer, YouTube creator, and TikTok personality. He's probably my favorite one of all 3 of those. And he's one of the only Twitch streamers I actually watch. I'm subscribed to him on each one of the platforms he's on. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. If he's only on Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok, then yes. If he's on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, no. But anyway, Joe Bartolozzi is probably one of the most entertaining people I've ever seen. I relate to him, and I see so many of his points to be so accurate. And he really has cleared a lot of things up for me, like homophobia in religion, political standpoints. He's probably one of the big reasons I'm into philosophy. However, I don't like it whenever he makes fun of kids, because in my mind, I really enjoy. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a predator, but I think children should be sacred and shouldn't be made fun of. Because a little bit of Jason lore here, I didn't have the best upbringing and I was made to grow up too quickly. And now I want to make sure that whatever child I adopt or have doesn't have the same childhood I was subjected to. Oh, I was planning to make a full video about Jason lore. Comment if y'all would be interested in that. If you wouldn't, comment that too. Comment, please, if you would. But I decided that maybe it wouldn't be a good idea because I'm not giving my own lore. I'm giving other people's lore as well, and I don't know if they would be comfortable with that. Um, I obviously don't plan to say anyone by name or anything, but I do. It's still things that actually happened, so it's it's not my place to share. Technically, it is my place to share, but it's like Voltron. There are multiple pieces to assemble before you can get the finished product. You know what I mean? I know someone I actually know personally, multiple people I know personally, but someone I know extremely personally, I'm pretty sure a family member, watches my videos and might watch this video. And if so, they probably know what I'm talking about. And if they see this moment right here, hello. I'm waiting for you to say hello back if you didn't know. Anyhow, but yeah, I just think that we shouldn't be making fun of children or anything because obviously I just explained why. Because I'm trying to hold on to any innocence that I might still have, which is barren in my wasteland of a mind filled with energy drinks and running thoughts. Anyway, this is about the end of the video. One thing before I go, I do plan to at some point release a review video about the Dobby action figure from Amazing Yamaguchi, otherwise known as Rebel Tech. I think it's known as one more thing. I don't know what, but I do plan to post a review about that at some point. If you'd be interested in that, watch that. Have a good day, everybody. It's 12:24 right now on January 9th, 2025. Bye.